don't know, man. Getting older. I realized throughout my life I've had this, like weird beef with like nerds. You know, not like any individual nerds, but just more of a collective. Don't pull it back on me. You're just letting the show. I don't know what you like. I said not individuals. I don't know what you call a group of nerds, like a murder of nerds. I don't know if that's what you call them, a gigawatt maybe of nerds is what you call collective nerds. But yeah, just collectively nerds. I don't know, man. I don't fuck with it. It started off because I was like, when I was a kid, I used to want to be a nerd. Kind of jealous of them because, I don't know, man, they made that shit look fun because I feel like nerds got to do shit other kids didn't get to do. You know, nerds got to be like outwardly neurotic, which is very cool, you know? You get to make that nerd noise, they all make that good sound. They just make that good, just make that sound out loud, keep on living, you know? Just jealous, man. I feel like nerds are the first people that got like their vulnerabilities respected, you know? I feel like, you think about like cancel culture, nerds were the first people to benefit from cancel culture. I feel like nerds got Peanuts canceled. That's how strong they were. Like, can't fuck around with Peanuts. You try to bring Peanuts to a school, like an active shooter up there. You know? Terrible. It's all because people respected nerds, man, you know? I feel like you'll get in less trouble for giving a kid weed than you will for giving a kid a peanut these days, you know? You fuck around and give out like edibles, like a CBD edible to her kid, like, oh, you're a progressive parent. Fucking around and give out a Snickers for Halloween, shit, you will be locked up till Christmas. Like, you ain't coming home. Like, I never really had that chance to be a nerd like that because I had to keep all that shit bottled up. Like, I'm not gonna say I grew up like hood by any means. I was a solid middle class, but I still grew up like 90s South Central LA. So I had to keep these emotions and shit bottled up inside, you know? I never really had the opportunity to become a nerd. I had to go the complete opposite way and just become cool as shit, you know? That's how that's how you form this shit. That's how you make cool niggas, by the way. You just give them a little bit of trauma and don't let them talk about it. Not too much, just a little dab will do you when it comes to making cool people, you know? I feel like I was kind of scared to be a nerd back in the day because it wasn't popular like it is now. I feel like I knew nerds pre-Pharrell era. Like, I feel like pre-Pharrell, nerd and virgin was the same word. Like, those two things were interchangeable, you know? It was like they had to care about that shit, you know? They had to be, motherfuckers were mean, I'll be honest. I feel like they rejected me, honestly. I don't know what part of the game that was, but rejected by the rejects, that wasn't accepted by the nerds. I feel like the primary reason I wasn't liked by them, because I couldn't nerd out on like nerd shit, like anime, I don't get it, I don't know. I took honors in AP classes, but can still not wrap my mind around the idea of depressing cartoons. Like, who the fuck? Like, why do y'all like these sad-ass cartoons? Like, who wants to watch Roots, the animated series? That shit is sad as hell, man. Shit is fucked up. Just long, sad-ass cartoons. Like, cut this shit off. I don't need emotional depth in my cartoons. I'm a basic bitch when it comes to emotions in cartoons. Like, for me, if emotions were like wine, you know, in cartoons, give me the grape flavor. Like, that's how deep. Grape and put some ice in it. That's as deep as I'm trying to go. The real shit. I feel like they fucked up cartoons and they took it a step further and fucked up porn with that shit. You know, it was messed up. I'm not sure what, I don't know, I feel like nerds are just like regular porn was too close to reality. Just do feel like you shouldn't, like it's not happening, regular porn. Like, it's just a video. You don't need to remove yourself even further from that by drawing it, you know? Call me old school, old fashioned or whatever. I prefer live action cum shots. That's how I get sepia tone if I had my druthers. But, you know, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. Like I said, man, I wasn't able to like nerd out on the nerd shit like that. And so I didn't want to nerd out on the nerd things, and the nerds just want to nerd out on the things I liked, like pimps. I had a real odd fascination with pimps growing up, you know? I don't know what it was. It was the 90s. Snoop Dogg was all the craze. My dad's a preacher. Some wires got crossed in there somewhere. But I love pimps, you know. I couldn't like nerd out and get in a real deep diatribe about my favorite era of pimping, maybe, you know. 1940s to the 1960s, if you're curious. After that, in the 70s, blaxploitation has become a thing, and so pimping starts to become a caricature of itself. In the 80s, crack gets involved. It's just all guerrilla pimping and violence at that point. Loses all its passion. But as you can tell by the awkward silence, it's not a conversation to have over a game of Dungeons and Dragons. Like this is not what. I feel like we trust nerds too much. We give them too much power. Just let them run amok and shit, you know. And they never get held accountable for that shit. I feel like we just assume that because somebody was like bullied in high school that they're automatically gonna be a good person growing up. Nope, ain't how that shit works. Fuck no. You think somebody was stuffed in their locker trying to figure out how to make the world a better place? Hell no. Sitting there thinking, I'm gonna blow this bitch up when I get up out this motherfucker. I'm gonna kill everybody in here. Everybody that played a part in this is gonna die. You just let them do what they want to do, you know? Never really scrutinize them, they just fuck up shit. Just make weird shit, you know? And we all, like I said, we assume that they'll be good people, but I feel like they just roll into, you know, regular society and just climb the corporate ladder, just do their dirty work and shit. Like, the atom bomb, that was a nerd, you know? Blew up everything. Fucked everything up. Oppenheimer, and he had his famous nerd quote, you know, did I do that? You know, he said that shit. And he just kept on going. I feel like they do the same. They're doing that shit with like AI right now. Just like, yeah, this shit can be terrible, but also updates already on your phone. So just go ahead, have her run them up. But people say that they feel like nerds need like bullies and shit to keep them in order. Like since we figured out bullying, again, just let nerds run amok. I don't necessarily believe in that shit. I don't think bullying solves any problems. What I do think nerds could use is a pimp, ironically. That's what nerds need pimps out here, you know? We would have a lot cooler inventions if nerds were pimps. You see a nerd walking up to a pimp like, hey, daddy, look at this email that writes itself. It's like, bitch, where the fuck are the hoverboards at? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get...